Ugandan giant, over 400 pounds of devastating wrestling machine. And now you're seeing Hacksaw Butch Reed and a showdown of savages. Kamala from the African Ugandan, and here is Hacksaw Butch Reed, who has decided to fight fire with fire. He has painted his face, and his savage showdown's underway. One fall to a finish. Look at the way Reed blocked up the slashes of Kamala and follows up with punches of his own. Two powerful, powerful grapplers. Hacksaw Butch Reed, we have seen him bench press 550 pounds plus, not just once, but several repetitions. We know what kind of strength he possesses. And this crowd at the Coliseum, capacity crowd, came to see Hacksaw Butch Reed battle Kamala in what was billed as the showdown of savages. Hacksaw Butch Reed said, if I've got to paint my face and act like a savage to beat Kamala, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Butch Reed now chomping down on Kamala, fulfilling his promise to the fans that he was going to fight like a savage, and he said that's the only way you can beat a savage is to be a savage yourself. So Reed now chomping down on Kamala again. I think Kamala is baffled. He's not used to facing a man who's going to be as wild and as rugged, as explosive, as unpredictable as he is. And Hacksaw Butch Reed taking full advantage of Kamala being confused. The referee trying to separate them. Little luck as Kamala, that driving thumb to the throat. And that can stop anybody. I don't care what kind of muscles you have, you can't develop those muscles in the throat. Reed is down. Referee Carl Fergie warning Kamala as Kamala now does his traditional Kamala dance as Kamala now driving slashes in. This is Kamala at his dangerous best. When he is able to swing those big arms of his and use that big body, over 400 pounds, and he may not have well-defined muscles, but he has power packed into that huge body. As he ice Hacksaw Butch Reed high in the air and lets him fall to the mat. And this is the type battle we expected. Few wrestling holds. You're going to see two men battle it out like savages, and one man's going to walk out the victor. Kamala now choking Reed. Referee doing whatever he can to try to keep the match under control. He doesn't want to use that disqualification because the fans came to watch these two men battle it out, and he does not want to deny them that opportunity. Kamala, again, driving across the side of the head of Reed, and as Hacksaw Butch Reed rolls around, he's going to have to find some way to stop Kamala and stop him quick. Kamala, 400 pounds. He's got quickness. He's got agility. He's somewhat deceiving sometimes as he walks around slowly around the ring, and then all of a sudden he will explode with a kick or a chop, or we've seen him jump high in the air and touch his toes with his hands. An unbelievable move for somebody that big. Reed using the ropes, trying to get extra leverage and trying to slow down Kamala's charge. And that slash came right to the throat again. Referee Carl Fergie warning Kamala to keep the blows away from the throat, but that doesn't help Hacksaw Butch Reed, who's feeling the effects. There's that big body of Kamala, painted up and ready for battle. Kamala on top, as he's using all 400 pounds of his to try to keep Reed down to the mat. He's got that squeeze. He's got a lot of power built into his hands, into his upper body. He doesn't have the well-defined physique as Hacksaw Butch Reed, but I mentioned before, he packs that power not only from his sheer size, but his upbringing and the way that his survival has taken him this far into professional wrestling. Reed is down on the mat. Outside the ring, you notice Kamala's second Friday, and also he was at this particular time under the guidance of General Skandar Akbar. That's the general right there. Mighty proud of his prized possession, Kamala. 400 pounds. You can see Kamala putting the squeeze to Reed. trying to keep Reed down on the mat. He doesn't want to see Butch Reed on his feet. He doesn't want to see Butch Reed swinging those big fists of his with those powerful arms. Reed slowly but surely, inch by inch, getting into a position to try to get out of that claw-type grip of Kamala. Good close-up shot of the few teeth left in Kamala's mouth as well as his painted-up face. Kamala, 400 pounds, Ugandan giant. Brings Reed back to the mat. Fergie starting to count. We've got one, but that's all we have, as Reed was primed and ready for this battle. He had been waiting for weeks to get his opportunity to even a score with Kamala, who had run in and interfered on a match of his right in the same Coliseum. Hacksaw Butch Reed waited for weeks, and he promised the fans he will be painted up. He promised the fans that he will fight Kamala like a savage, and he's been able to do so until the last few moments when Kamala's been able to slow down his attack by using that grip of his. Now Kamala biting down on the fingers of Reed. And this is one reason why Kamala is such a feared wrestler. Other wrestlers are afraid to get in the ring against him because they don't know what he's going to do next. It's one thing to be able to try to out-wrestle your opponent, but when you are in the ring against someone the magnitude of Kamala, your wrestling career is indeed on the line. Reed trying to use sheer strength to pull off that grip. He started to succeed, and that's when Kamala used his hair to bring the hacksaw back to the mat, and again goes back to that vice-like grip of his. This match is taking place in Houston, Texas, the Sam Houston Coliseum. The site of many great professional wrestling showdowns through the decades and decades of wrestling that's taken place. Houston wrestling under the promotion of Paul Bosch. And before him, Morris Siegel, a proud professional wrestling tradition in the Bayou City in Texas. You're seeing one of the great showdowns with Kamala up against Hacksaw Butch Reed. General Akbar, a little bit impatient, a little bit concerned. He knows what Hacksaw Butch Reed can do once he's given the opportunity. And that's one reason why he'd like to see Kamala end this match quick. That double chop of Kamala is double tough. And now that big avalanche of his, we've got Kamala on top, we've got two, but you can't keep Reed down just by a double chop and an avalanche. Sometimes it takes an avalanche and much, much more, because Hacksaw Butch Reed has that intestinal fortitude to fight back. And that's one reason he became a favorite for Houston wrestling fans. They respected his toughness, they respected his ability, they respected his power, but most of all, they respected his ability to come back. When the chips are down, Hacksaw Butch Reed has that instinct to battle back. And this is what you're watching right now. And he delivered that right punch right to Kamala's bearded jaw. And again, he follows up, toppling Kamala against the ropes. As Houston wrestling fans about to see something for one of the very few times you're going to see it. If Hacksaw Butch Reed can send Kamala to the mat, not too many wrestlers have been able to do it. And Reed now sending Kamala into the ropes, and a driving belly buster, much like the days of Wild Bull Curry, who made that punch one of his traditional trademarks. And Reed now chopping down on the head of Kamala again, as he gets that savage instinct back, as he knows now that he's got to stay on top of Kamala. He knows what can happen when Kamala gets control of the match. Reed looking for every opportunity. We haven't seen very many wrestling holds, but what we have seen is two individuals ready to duke it out, punch by punch, kick by kick, as Reed coming so close. There it is. He topples Kamala to the mat. You can hear the huge uproar from the big crowd here, as he also punched Friday, and Hacksaw Butch Reed is ready to go. He was able to send Kamala to the mat. Now he sends Friday and the referee outside the ring, as Hacksaw Butch Reed drop kicks Kamala. And Reed now starting to unleash some of that savage instinct. General Akbar now gets toppled to the mat. And Hacksaw Butch Reed's looking good as he's taking care of Kamala. Then the ring comes Hercules Hernandez, but Hercules, the last minute hesitated, but both men now sandwiched Hacksaw Butch Reed. Kamala and Hercules Hernandez sandwiched Butch Reed. We've got Kamala on top. We've got the referee outside the ring. Now Carl Fergie stumbles back in, and that 3 count is administered. The crowd at the Coliseum was shocked. They couldn't believe what they just saw. And Hacksaw Butch Reed lost this match, a controversial decision, but in the eyes of the fans here at Houston, Texas, and also in your eyes, Hacksaw Butch Reed clearly won the battle. He had Kamala down. He took care of General Akbar. He took care of Second Friday. He took care of the whole army. He wasn't able to take care of Hercules Hernandez, who snuck up behind him.